Good evening. If you are live, let me know that you can hear me. If you are joining us live, let us know that you are here. Oh, good. You can hear. Hey, Heather. Thank you for joining. Heather's joining on YouTube. You should be able to see this on YouTube. I am also on LinkedIn and Facebook. Let me know that you can see it. If you are on Facebook, go ahead on and hit share for me. Hey, TikTok. My Facebook people, go ahead on and hit share. Facebook can get kind of weird and do some weird stuff. But hey, TikTok. Hey, LJ Woods, Skinny Pooh, Rebecca, Diamond. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. We're going to be talking about how to respond to emotional triggers. Let's see here. I am trying to make sure that everything is working like it need to work. Can y'all hear me pretty good? There we go. That's what I was looking for. Y'all, it's Friday. It is Friday. Seems like I just lost some connection. Did I just lose some connection to Facebook? For some reason, I do not see that I am live on Facebook. Let me try something different. Oh my goodness. Y'all hold on one. Hey, TikTok. I don't know if I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to multitask here, but it is not doing. But I want to make sure y'all can hear me loud and clear. Thank y'all for hopping in. We're gonna get started in just a second, as soon as this thing do what it need to do. Okay, because it ain't giving what it's supposed to give right now. Okay, so it's not live on Facebook. Let's see here. See if I can do something different. Let me turn this one off and see if I can add this one. Okay, so I did something different. I'm trying to see if it'll connect. Will you go check to see if it is coming up on my page on Facebook? Since I turned it off, let me go to my page and see what's going on there. Okay, I think it's working now. It says starting soon. Let's see. Is it saying that I am live now? Great. Woo! Thank you, Heather. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna give Facebook a chance to kind of connect. I had some technical difficulties, but hey, that's kind of what you get when you go live on social media. It's what you get, and you gotta figure out how to work with it. But not seeing where. Um, are you able to see the live? Because I'm able to see it on my end. Hit share. It should be showing up. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I it's doing something. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going. And hopefully other people just kind of hop on as we go because I do the technical difficulties and all that stuff. What is social media? So hey, tonight we're gonna talk about how to respond to emotional triggers, and I want to start by talking about exactly what an emotional trigger is. So this idea came to me about sometime this week. So no. It was last week that I had this idea. So I had a rough week, y'all. When I tell you last week for me was rough, it was rough. Now this is coming off of my birthday. It was November 13th. We had a really good time. Actually, the weekend of ended up going out of town. My son surprised me with a surprise vacation for my birthday. Then I immediately get back. And well, actually, while I was gone, here's some really bad news about somebody that I was really close to, really near and dear to my heart. And I found out that she passed away. And when I tell you, I was devastated. Like I didn't realize, like, you have family. Like, we have family, right? We have friends, we have people that, just kind of really are just so near, dear in our hearts that when something happens to them, it literally impacts us. And I wasn't kin to this baby. I met her like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm not gonna tell her on here tonight because this is fresh. Like when I tell y'all, like this is probably the first time that I've talked about this outside of with my friends. Um, yeah. So I'm not gonna cry out here tonight, but I'm just gonna be real about it. So I found out that she was sick and and just was not going to recover. And in the process of all of that, like, I was able to make it back in time to see her. Then we were and so went back such a high, having such a really good time on my birthday to coming back and dealing with grief. And so here we are, like, now I'm saying the same thing that I tell everybody else, okay, that two things can exist at the same time. Like we can have joy and at the same time go through various times in our life. And it's times that hang on to the good times because you just you have to find the good times. You have to find the good times. Now, mind you, I had a really good time on my vacation, but now here I am faced with grief and dealing with like all of this grief, this sorrow that is facing me like in the moment. And it almost drowned out the fact that I had a really good time on my vacation. I got a chance to spend time with my older boys that are 22 and 24 that I just don't get a chance to spend like I used to. Like we hadn't had a family vacation in years. And so the fact that I got a chance to have and spend that time with them, and on top of that, they surprised me with this vacation. It was geared my soul really well. But at the same time, the other part of my heart is grief because there's this other soul that I was attached to that I want to or I will never get the opportunity to hear her voice say, "Hey, Miss Tiff," on the other end, like, I won't get that opportunity, and then the other side of that, I'm like, "Okay, Lord, like, you allow her to come into my life for a period of time, and you I'm dealing with, you know, I feel some type of way." You don't know how we say, "I feel some type of way." Yeah, like, I'm feeling like, "Lord, why did you allow this short period of time for her to come in my life only to take her away?" Now don't me, don't judge because I know we all been there at some point in time when you dealt with the loss of someone and you're having this conversation with God. And let's just be real about it. We can get upset with God. We can get mad at God. Like, Lord, why did you allow this to happen the way you did? Like, why didn't you prepare me? Why didn't you show me ahead of time? Why didn't you give me more time? Why did you let them go away? Like why did this relationship not survive? Or why did this end how I think it should have ended? Like, we all deal with these things at some point in time. Now I'm not gonna get on here in front because that's just not my nature. I believe in being real about things. I believe in being real. Like I would be a hypocrite to get on here and tell you how to deal with emotional triggers and not be real about my own. That's just not who I am. That's not how I flow. So tonight we're going to talk about emotional triggers because in that moment I was emotionally triggered. I was emotionally triggered with grief. Not just the grief of hers of losing this baby, but also the grief of like we're coming into the holiday season. Like my mom passed away in 2021. So holidays look a little bit no, not a little bit. Holidays look a lot different, especially Christmas. Because every Christmas, she will make sure that she came down here at least 2 weeks. We will put up the tree. She pretty much would come down after Thanksgiving and stay all the way to after Christmas. We put up the tree. We cook. We go out to eat. We go shop. We wrap gifts. We surprise the kids. Like all of these memories start flooding up around the holidays because I've lost my mom and I'm dealing with that grief. And I'm trying to figure out. So immediately, okay, so I'm angry. I'm upset with the Lord. Just being honest. I'm upset with the Lord. Don't let nobody tell you that the Lord don't want you to question him. The Lord is a father. He can handle our grief. He can handle our questions. He can handle us not wanting to talk to him. He can handle it. He can handle every one of our emotions. You don't have to hide from him. You don't have to stuff it down. He can handle everything that you throw at him, except blasphemy, because we don't do blasphemy. Okay. And I respect the when I say Lord, wow, like I ain't cursing and all that stuff at the Lord. Like I come before his presence. I'm real, I'm so respectful at the same time. But he can handle it. He can handle it. So after all of that, dealing with like all these emotions, the hurt, the pain of loss and grief and hurt and pain and all of the nostalgia, all the memories my mom and then dealing with just holidays, some other things that happened in my life, like some other things that I've heard from people, loved ones, love, like just dealing with the burden of all of that. And then how did I respond? How did I respond? The therapist, the coach, how did I respond? I worked a lot. I naturally work a lot anyway. Let me just just be real. Let's just be real. It is what it is. Like I got 2, 3 projects going on all the time. Probably at this moment, I might have more than that. We'll talk about one of them at the end, so stay tuned. But I'm always doing. I always have my hand in something. Like I'm a worship leader, and I do some private practice stuff, and I work a full-time job. Then I have my own business. So I'm always doing multiple things, and I'm mentoring people, and I still do some individual coaching on the side, some one-to-ones, not many. I don't schedule many because I have my hands on too many. And for those who are like my clients that I see one-to-one, are the ones that's been in my life for some years, and so I still have them that I see, and they book at their own will. But I'm telling you, I say this to say how I responded was I literally went in overdrive. I went in overdrive. Let's just be real. I went in overdrive. I went in, let me do this, let me get this done, let me do this, let me not. I can't I don't have time to focus on that. Yeah, I lost her. I'm thinking about my mom. Yeah, but let me do this. Let me ignore how I feel. And if I'm real honest about y'all, and if y'all are real honest, that's how you deal with stuff. That's how you deal with stuff. That's how we deal with life. We condition ourselves to stuff our emotions down, to not deal with how we feel, to not deal with the real issues, to say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go pray about it," or "Oh, I'm just finna go to church and I'm just finna go party and I'm just finna have a good time," or "I'm finna run to the arms of somebody I ain't got no business running to the arms to." Like we have all of these maladaptive coping mechanisms that we use in order to cope with real how we feel. And so we're being triggered, but we don't even recognize that it's a trigger because we don't take the time to actually sit with ourselves to see, well, why is it that I'm doing this? All I know is I'm tired at the end of the day. Well, you're tired at the end of the day because you've been running from your emotions all day. Catch up when you get to the house. And you ain't got nobody at the house. So when you at the house, it's just you and you. And you don't like yourself a whole lot. You don't really like what you hear. You don't like what you do. You don't really like yourself. So now you're forced to like yourself. I'm not, I'm gonna go to sleep. But that doesn't mean that your emotions don't live somewhere because they do. So here are some ways that we typically respond when we get emotionally triggered. And if you don't know what I mean by trigger, an emotional trigger is a trigger that happened or a response to some type of hurt, pain, grief, loss. It's your emotions. It's how your emotions or how you deal with your emotions when they happen or when you feel like they reoccur. Now, emotional triggers can be connected to the past. It can be connected to a person. It connected to a smell. We'll get there. We'll talk about that. But here are some signs that you need to trigger. Number one, this intense emotional reaction to something. Now, I ask my clients all the time. I work with children and adolescents. And oftentimes we see children and they respond in anger and they have all these behaviors. And then they're telling me this story. Like I just left one and he had all this story of blaming everybody else, why they didn't do this and why they should have did this. It was their fault and this one. And I just simply ask them, is that really why you like, is that really what's going on? Because we can really feel anger a lot. Like anger because our culture is accepting well, it's really not accepting of anger, but our culture more readily expresses anger, and but the actual thing that's underneath it, the primary emotion is the hurt, the pain, disappointment, feeling abandoned, like all of those emotions live up under anger. But we don't walk around saying I feel abandoned, I feel hurt. No, we say I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm upset because that's what breaks. But you have this intense emotional reaction of anger, sadness, anxiety. It can be a sign that all of this is an emotional trigger. But the thing about it is, it comes so fast at you, y'all. The triggers come so fast at you, you don't even realize it. A lot of times you don't even realize it. You know you're triggered, like because you come fast and then you react. You come fast and you react, and it's intense, almost overwhelming. And so we just deal with it the best way we know how because that's what we've been conditioned to do. And learning how to deal with a trigger is something you have to condition or recondition for a lot of us. We have to recondition ourselves how to deal with it in a healthy way. So the second one is a physical response. You feel triggers in your body. Now, for people who have gone through a lot of emotional pain, especially trauma and all of that, sometimes they get to a place where they feel numb. Well, numbness don't mean that you don't feel anything. Numbness means that you've taught yourself how not to feel, but it don't mean that you don't feel. It means that you don't need the knowledge that you feel, and things have happened so much, so probably back to back, so intense that your mechanism is for you to stuff it down, ignore it. If I don't feel it, it goes away. If I don't feel it, it's not going to impact me as much as it impacted me the first time I felt it. You've felt it. You've conditioned yourself to just numb yourself of dealing with it. The thought of dealing with it emotionally could take you out. But you feel triggers in your body. You feel it in your heart may start racing, your palms might get sweaty, and you may feel like these butterflies, we call them butterflies in your stomach, but these knots in your stomach, and you can't eat, and you got the bubble guppies, and you can't hold food down, or you don't have an appetite to eat. These are all physical responses to maybe. Here's one more, and I'm plugging in my computer because it just came unplugged. Y'all bear with me for a second. The next one is flashbacks. Flashbacks. This is really, really a lot happens a lot with people who have PTSD, or not just people with PTSD, because people with PTSD are not the only ones that have flashbacks. If you've gone through something emotionally traumatic, one of the signs that you've been triggered is that you have a flashback or even an intrusive thought. Like an intrusive thought is a thought you weren't even thinking about. I was minding my own business, and here comes this thought from out of nowhere of something that happened to me in my past because I smelled a piece of cake or something in the atmosphere. I smelled something, or I heard a song or something that reminded me of the moment. And then I automatically have this thought of, oh, I need to protect myself. Or, oh, I need to guard myself. And then all of a sudden, these physical responses come. You start feeling sweaty, your heart start racing, and all of these intense. You naturally respond how you've been conditioned to respond. So another one is difficulty concentrating. I know, particularly for a lot of the people I see, like they'll come to me and they'll say, "I feel stuck," or "I have a hard time like moving past the pain. Like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm stuck right where it happened. I can't keep going. I do what I need to do because we got to work to survive. We got to do things in order to just do life. But I still feel like I'm stuck somewhere. Like my mind wander. You sitting down somewhere, supposed to be writing or doing something else, and then you don't have any control of your mind. Your mind is wandering all over the place. You can't focus on what you're trying to do. Um, 'Cause you're in an emotional place. You're in an emotional place. You've been triggered. So you're in an emotional place. And when you're in that emotional place, like all the researchers show, when you're in an emotional place, you can't think clearly. Well, we call it in therapy, you think irrationally. And when you think irrationally, what you do, you respond irrationally. So the next one is impulsive. So when you respond irrationally, that leads to impulsivity. So now you're making decisions based off of how you feel. But remember, you're really triggered, but you don't know that you're really triggered because you hadn't had the time to really sit down and label how you feel. All you know is you are upset and you need to do whatever you need to do in order to cope with how you feel. And for many of us, we don't do it the right way. We don't cope the right way. The last two, and I'm gonna say these back to back because I want to move. The last one, number six, is feeling overwhelmed or out of control, which is how I felt when I started doing over what's the word that I'm looking for? Um I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Just working all the time and being busy doing stuff and over functioning. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, over functioning, and I need to have my hands in this, and I gotta have my hands in this, and I gotta do this, and I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't sit down. I got it. And we feel like if you ever watched Inside Out 2, no plug Inside Out 2, I just saw it, and it spoke volumes to me because it's a therapist. But if you saw anxiety was kind of moving all over the place and doing this, and she had to take over Joy's stuff, and she had to take over Sammy's stuff, and she took over everybody's emotions because that's what happens when you trigger. You're in a state of anxiety. You're in a heightened state, so you feel like you need to do something, but you don't know what to do. So you're all over the place. You're out of control and you're overwhelmed. And then as a response of that is you avoid. And it only creates this cycle where it just keeps going over and over. This cycle of avoidance, this cycle of feeling out of control and overwhelmed and having these coping mechanisms, these maladaptive coping mechanisms that are really not doing you, they don't do you no good. They keep you stuck right where you are. And I truly believe that this is the enemy's goal is to keep us in this cycle where we stay stuck exactly where we are and not progressing. If he can keep us in this state where we're always in fight or flee, and we're making poor decisions, and we struggle with our identity, and we don't understand the power that God has given us in what we say, and taking authority over some things, or the power that He gives us in just picking up the phone, making a phone call without a therapist, or even getting a therapist. Let's go there. Getting a therapist, getting the help that you need so that you can learn some different ways of coping. If he can keep you there, you'll always be stuck there and you'll never get to the place of dominance, of walking in your kingdom authority, of being who you know to be, of rising up and doing what it is that you need to do. You'll be in a state of being an emotional mess. And what can you do being an emotional mess? How far you think you're gonna get? That was country, y'all. That was real country. But it was real. But how far you think you're gonna get? No cap, as the kids say. How far you think you're gonna get? You're not gonna get very far. So here are 5 ways that you can respond to emotional triggers. Number one is rest. When I was in my state of overfunctioning and overwhelmed, I remember being in the shower because that's my place with the Lord. I don't care what you say. I feel like we closer to heaven when we be in the shower and we having them like it's an intimate space for me. I've said this before, but I'm saying it again. It's an intimate space for me. I don't know what your intimate space is, but it's my intimate space. So I'm in the shower, probably because no nobody bother me in there. I just thought about it. Like, well, probably because nobody really bother me in there. Sometimes they do, but not really. So anyway, so I'm in the shower and I'm complaining to the Lord. Like in the beginning when I was talking about all the stuff that I was saying, like, Lord, why? And what did you why? And this baby, and I don't need, Lord, and then and I just all the woe is me, right? Like I'm having all the moments, all the things with the Lord. I'm having all these moments. And I could I could clearly hear the Lord say to me, is you're in the state that you're in because of your own choosing. Now, not talking about grief, because I was having some other complaints with the Lord. Okay, like it wasn't just about grief. Grief is what it is. Like it's what it is. Like, you got to deal with that too. But I'm not just talking about grieving here. I'm talking about triggering moments and how we respond to triggers. So I clearly hear the Lord say, like you're in this position because it is your own choice. Nobody chose you to do this. Nobody chose for you to have your hands in all these pots. Nobody told you that you need to do this and you got to do this. Nobody told you. Nobody told you to do it. And the power that you have in your hand, the authority that you have in your hand, instead of you having all these woe is me moments, you need to exercise your authority over some things and actually take responsibility for Jesus. Take responsibility for your part in this. The Lord snatched my wig like that. Like, I don't know what he do for y'all, but he get me like that. He snatched my wig and was like, "Hey, you need to look at you. You need to look at your part and what you contributing to all of this. Take a moment and sit down and think about what you're thinking about. Feel what you're feeling. Allow yourself to sit in that place. Don't just tell people they need to sit in that place. You sit in that place with yourself, and the tears start flowing. because I needed the tears to flow, y'all. Like the tears needed to flow. Like I needed to admit I am angry at where I was. I am angry about what was going on. I'm angry at the fact that I could have done better. I could have done more. There were some things that I should have said. But I needed to take responsibility for that. I needed to. But in order for me to get there, I needed to take a moment and to sit with where I was and to be aware or to be able to label what it is that I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, how I got there, take responsibility, which is number two. All of this is number two. Number one, rest. Number two, be aware, take responsibility, be able to name how you feel, be able to label where you are, be able to say what it is that you need to say, not just for you, well, it's just for you. Just for you. Just for you. It's just for you. Then number three, give yourself permission to feel. It's okay. Like it's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to be angry. Just don't sin. But it's okay for you to be angry. It's okay for you to be disappointed. I know nobody gave you space when you were growing up. Nobody gave you space to mourn the loss of a friend or because somebody exited your life. Nobody gave you a space that your girl, that be all right, keep going. They'll be all right. That's they lost. Like nobody gave you space. Here I am tonight telling you, make space wherever you are, whatever position you're in, whatever is going on in your heart. Make space and give yourself permission to grieve that. Give yourself permission. I've seen so many celebrations on my timeline, just people graduated. Give yourself space to graduate, to congratulate yourself. Yeah, everybody else congratulating you, but have you congratulated you? Give yourself space to celebrate where you are. Everything ain't perfect in your life. We know that everything not perfect in mine either. But I'm gonna celebrate what I need to celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate that I made it through the week with my mind stayed on the Lord because it was some rough week. This week has been doing some stuff. These last few weeks have been doing some stuff. But I'm gonna celebrate that tonight. I made it to Friday. Hopefully, I see my grandbaby today. We got a good weekend planned. Like I'm celebrate. Take moments to celebrate. Give yourself permission to feel. That's number three. Number four, ask for help. This is gonna be hard for some of you because some of y'all think you got everything together, and that's pride. The fact that you don't want to ask for help and you feel like somebody is gonna say something negative to you or going to think differently of you because you don't want to ask for help, then that's pride. And pride is a work of the enemy. We don't operate in pride. Our heart should always be postured toward asking help from our Father. He tells us, look to the hills from which coming your help. So ask for help. Ask for help. He's positioned therapists in here. There are some good godly therapists. I ain't gonna recommend all of them. I ain't gonna recommend us a lot of them. I just don't recommend. I'm sorry because yeah. It can be that yeah. Some therapists can do some very kooky stuff. They can get involved in some stuff and become spiritualists and all of that. And we don't do that. We don't do that over here. We don't do spiritualists. Like no, we don't do that. Like we are rooted and grounded in the Lord. We don't do that. So it's in your therapist doesn't necessarily have to believe what you believe. They don't have to 100% believe what you believe. But some of them need to be real close. Like you don't need nobody leading you astray. They can still give you principles. There are certain principles that are just therapy principles that they should still be aligned with. Not their own beliefs and all of that. They should still be aligned with certain principles of therapy to help move you forward. Ask for help, get a mentor, get a coach, hire a therapist, go ask for help. If you need somebody to help you figure out how to get your life together, to get find somebody. Go ask your friend, ask somebody. Now don't burden your friend. Don't pour all your stuff, your emotions and all that stuff. That's why you need a therapist. You need a therapist so you can lay all that stuff out on your therapist. But you can also, hey sis, I'm not good at organizing stuff. So let me go get my good friend who know how to organize some stuff. Amelia, let me go find somebody. I don't know how to do this. Let me go hire somebody to do this. Ask for some help. Then the last one. This the last one that I'm gonna say here tonight. Deal with the root of the trigger. You gotta deal with why the trigger exists. Do triggers go away? I feel somebody asking that. And triggers don't, they can. They can. As you heal, triggers can go away. As you heal, triggers can go away. But for some, the trigger will always be there. But it doesn't mean that it have to dominate your life. If you put some healthy coping skills in place, or if you know, okay, this is the plan when I'm triggered, when this thought comes to my mind, because the Bible tells us that we are to take our thoughts captive. When this thought comes to my mind, this is what I'm going to do, or when I'm reminded of this, I'm going to acknowledge it. If I need to rest or if I find myself on the hamster wheel, this is what I'm going to do to get off because I don't have to stay on the hamster wheel. Me staying on the hamster wheel is a choice. I can choose to get off that hamster wheel. I can choose to stop it. But you deal with the root of the trigger. So one of the things that we did, because all of this stuff, like I'm telling you guys, like I've been having to walk through this process and still walk through this process even now. There is nothing that I don't say to you guys that I don't walk through the process. I walk through the process of my own stuff, and I feel like it's the Lord saying, "Yep, you need to be reminded." That I think Jonathan Reynolds made a song some years ago. It's like, walking with a limp. It's like that limp reminds you that, you need the Lord. So, a lot of this, I feel like the Lord is just kind of like, well, you need to be reminded. Because if we're not reminded that you too need the Lord, we can operate in pride and start pointing our fingers at, oh, they need to get themselves together. Oh, you need to get yourself, your life. Look, we can start operating in pride. And well, I mean, where does that get you? I mean, it gets you nowhere. It definitely not going to get you healed. So one of the things that we created was Healed University. I'm really excited to share with you guys about Healed University. I should have pulled up. I wish I could share my screen and pulled up here in University. I don't know if I can. I might be able to do that. I didn't even think to do that. Let me see. It says easier with two monitors. I don't know. I might do that later. I might go live and do that after I figure out how to do it. I ain't quite figured out how to work all my systems here. But I might do that next time and give y'all a little glimpse of Healed University. But we're launching Healed University. Healed University is a community. Okay, y'all, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. But it is a safe place. It's a community designed for the next era of rising women to clarify their purpose, to get super, super, super clear on who they are. Like many of you already know that you're called. Like you already know that God has been dealing with you on some areas and you just kind of feel stuck, but you know you need to be somewhere, probably somewhere you should have been years ago or months ago, and all you tell yourself, I ought to be further along than what I am. Like I ought to be, I should have been in this place a long time ago. But this community, this safe space is designed to help you get super clear on who God called you to be. And then to arise with confidence. Because a lot of things that keep you from getting to that place is that you don't feel confident. You feel like this is for somebody else, or I don't have what it takes in order for me to do what it is that what God has called you to do. I don't have what I take. And a lot of you are still struggling with that self doubt and self confidence and all of these attacks on your mind and all of that because you have not walked through the process of healing. So it is an 8-week program that literally walks you through the process of healing, starting with self care because we believe at Hill University that self-care is at the foundation of everything. Like if you don't have a mode of self-care, when these triggers, emotional triggers come, then you're gonna go back. And I've been saying that the whole time. You're always gonna go back to what is comfortable for you, even if it's not comfortable. Like we can get comfortable being uncomfortable. But you're gonna go back to what you know because it's what you know. But in this program, you're gonna start with self-care. That's module number one, week one is 8 weeks. The first week, we're going to tackle self care. What is self care? What should that look like in your life? What do you need to cut off? What plans do you need to put in place when you're triggered? What are you going to do when these emotions start coming up? Because we're going to deal with some emotions. Stick around. We're going to talk about the other 7 steps. And when I tell you these other 7 steps are going to trigger, we're going to deal with some triggers. So you're going to need some kind of plan in place for you to be able to deal with the hard stuff when it happens because we're going to do it. Then number two, week two, we're going to walk. into talking about mother wounds, followed by week 3, where we talk about father wounds. I may come back and and do another live on what mother and father wounds are. I think I did one on mother wounds. I haven't tackled the father wounds yet, but I may come back and do a live next week or on mother and father wounds. What is a mother wound, a father wound? And some of you are dealing with that emotional pain of losing parents. And I'm not talking about just physically losing parents. I'm talking about emotional pain, emotionally losing them. When they didn't show up and do what they supposed to do, or they didn't raise you right, or they abandoned you, they neglected you, they've rejected you, or they saw you as competition and not as their child. Like, some of you are dealing with those wounds. So week 2 and 3, we're going to deal with those emotional wounds. Week 4, we're going to deal with inner vows and contracts. Those are things that vows and contracts that you made, and as a result of like being emotionally hurt and all the pains and wounds from the past. Like, we create these um I let me get my words right. We create these inner vows like, I will never, and I won't ever let anybody mistreat me, and I won't ever let anybody do this to me. We create these inner vows, and all of these inner vows create these walls around our hearts that literally take you breaking free from. So then from inner vows, we're going to start talking about setting boundaries and learning how to forgive and learn how to let go. And then followed by our last module where we're going to dive deep into authentic leadership, because the whole goal is for you to become a rising woman. You're already a rising woman. You just don't know. You just don't know it. And so by the end of it, we're going to tackle authentic leadership. And what does that look like for you to show up as your authentic self everywhere that you go, in the workplace, in church, and when you're walking in the community. When I walk in the grocery store, you best believe I'm gonna step in that place as confident as I am if I'm walking in my house. Like, showing up as yourself authentically in every space, and then cultivating a place in your heart, in your life, where people accept you for who you are. Like, if you got people around you that don't accept you for who you are, and they're always rejecting you, and they're talking about you, or they're always trying to make you do certain things, they just don't love you genuinely, then that's probably comes from a broken place. Because you shouldn't be keeping people in your life that don't want that. I'm just saying, that's just me though. We want people in our life that celebrate who we are. And we want people in our life that help us fix our crown and make sure we look good, make sure our makeup not smudged. We want people in our life that care about us genuinely. But you have to do your work and show up authentically, so you can recognize when they're not being authentic. So by the end of this program, you'll walk away with unshakable confidence. You will break free from all that emotional baggage of carrying those wounds. You will learn how to build a relationship, really uplift who you are, and then you will begin to step into a role of truly being the visionary leader that you know that you should have been years years ago. I'm saying that because I'm talking to myself, but I feel like I'm talking to somebody else too. So this 8-week program, I'm gonna drop the link. See if I can drop the link for you to take a look. It's actually opened right now. I launched it first to my community on yesterday, and because they were a part of my community. If you're watching live now, you haven't gotten the email, or if you have not saw a post inside of our community of your 20% discount, you have a 20% discount, and you have the code. I am not going to say the code on here in case somebody want to join, because you have to be a part of the community in order to get that 20% discount. But I'm going to drop the link here for you to take a look, stroll around, like, take a look at our Heal University. If you are watching me on TikTok and you would like to learn more about Heal University, I'll post a link inside of my profile so that you could just click on that link right now. It goes to my website. You can also check my website out at drtiffanyross.com /healed, HEALEDU. You can type that into your browser. It'll take you directly to our page so you can check out all of our information on Healed University and sign up. Y'all, this program will stay open. Like, we'll keep the registration open until December the 31st for our members, those who are already a part of our community. Your special code for your weight for special code for your discount, your 20% discount will end on December the 22nd. So you have until December 22nd to use your discount code. But for those of you who are not a part of our community, I don't know why. I don't know why you're not a part of our community. Go to our website, drtiffanyross.com. Let me type that here. Go to our website, tiffanyross.com, and join our community. Join our community. Why you're not a part of our community? Join our community. Join our community. You will get special discounts. You will get posts when things are going on. Because my idea is to really just start moving a lot of this inside of our community. And social media be doing some stuff, but if we move it all inside of our community, you get one-to-one access from me. I put Zoom links on there, and we can do this stuff Zoom via Zoom, and not have to worry about all these technical difficulties that come along with social media sometimes. But so join our community, but most importantly, go join Heal You. If you know that you are a rising woman, you know that you're a rising woman and that the Lord has been dealing with you on some stuff. He's been trying to nudge you and say, okay, you've been dealing with this long enough. It's time for you to heal. Remember, we talked about that. Like, you owe too much. It's time for you to get help. You need to be a part of this community. You need to take advantage of this 8-week program that will walk you through those steps so that you can stand up, rise up, be the woman of God that you know that you should have been. There's some positions that God wants you to be in. God is trying to get you in position so that we can rule, so we can dominate. Like, I just believe the Lord is calling for women to arise. But we just did, our church just did a women's weekend. It was a women's weekend, and it was women to rise. Like, I believe that the Lord wants a lot of His women to rise up. There's some positions that He wants you to. There's some companies that He wants you to lead. Your children need you to see you rising up. They need to see you brave. They need to see you doing what God called you to do. Yeah, He called you to be a mom. He called you to be a wife, but He also called you to do something for Him. Are you doing that? And if you're not doing that, then what's stopping you? What's holding you? What's keeping you stuck? It is time for you to rise up. Rise up. So take a look at drtiffanyross.com, Hill University. Did I post the link? Did y'all get the link? Facebook, did y'all get the link? See if I can post the link here too. Oh, yay! Okay, so I'm posting the link right there on Facebook. You'll be able to get the go to directly to that page there and join. Join. You have until December the 31st, but do not wait. Our VIP closes. I didn't even say that. Like, it's two different levels. And they both come with payment plans too. For those of you, I know we're getting ready for Christmas and we got families to take care of. There are payment plans that are open and available. Go to that link and take a look and see if it's something that resonates with you. Like, don't think about it too much, because sometimes we can talk ourselves out of our necks, and we don't need to talk ourselves out of our necks. Not in this season. It's a time limit behind this thing. Like, it's an urgency. And plus, our program closed on December the 31st. So if you don't register by December the 31st, that's it until it reopens again. But for our VIP will come with two one-to-one strategies and a swag bag full of some goodies that are our goodies. So I'm really excited about that. That's for our VIP, but they're only limited to 10 slots. Only 10 people will get those. And once they're taken, that's it. You can go on the wait list for when it opens the next time. But our VIP slots, once that 10 is filled, that is it. You can enroll in the regular one, which you'll get some of the same things. You'll get the 8-week course. We'll deliver it live over the course of 8 weeks. We'll go live twice. One with the teacher, and the other one was just a Q&A, just to kind of check in. How are you doing? Especially when you're dealing with hard topics, like, you will need that check-in. You need somebody to help make sense of feeling, to help you process through. So we'll have that built-in live Q&A where you can hop online with us and actually ask your questions. Come off Zoom, come off of mute, or come on video and ask your questions live. And then we'll have the teaching portion where we're actually teaching on the topic. We'll have resources in. a Hill University workbook that will accompany what you're going the 8 week course. We'll have some guest coaches that will join us. Two of them have confirmed. I'm really excited. I have three that have confirmed. Well, three that I'm looking at, two have confirmed, and the third one I'm almost confident that she will confirm. One of them I've already scheduled to join me on live on December the 20th for us to talk a little bit more about her portion. But I have three guest coaches that will be joining me on helping me teach through these topics. Y'all, I'm so excited about it. This has been a long time coming. The Lord has gave me this blueprint probably about 2 or 3 years now, and I felt the goal this year. And so I am excited about it. And I hope I see y'all there. So I'm on Facebook and I see y'all comments. I finally see y'all comments. I couldn't see y'all comments on the platform that I was using, but I can see y'all's comments over here on Facebook. Hey, Megan. Megan said good night. Good night, Megan. Hey, Minister Lashonda. Hey, Mavis. Oh, thank you guys. Hey, Elder Charlotte. Yes, rest. Hey, Elder Charlotte. Hey, Sonia. I'm just looking over comments. Guys, if y'all have any questions, I have a few minutes where I take questions. For any of you who have questions, if you had a chance to kind of browse the website, let me see. I don't think I can put anything here on TikTok, but I'll go back and put it in the comments for you guys, or I put it in my profile. I put it in my profile. But if you have any questions, if you have any questions on anything that I've said here tonight, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll answer live, or I'll go back and answer live. Or if you have any questions about Healed University, you can check out our website, drtiffanyriles.com/healedu. I got it right up there on the screen. Or you can actually just go to that sales page. I dropped the sales page inside of the chat. Click on that sales page. I'll make sure that it's posted on all my social medias. I just didn't want to post it before I came live on tonight. In the coming days, you'll start seeing information go out about Hill University, and y'all are so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I gotta go. I got another thing to do. I got rehearsal like in 30 minutes. So I gotta go. I gotta go. I debated on whether or not for my VIP people, I debated on whether or not I wanted a jacket to be one of the swag gifts, but I'm still deciding on that. I'm still deciding on that. If you haven't seen my jacket, you can check out the jacket. The jackets are on my website. They're on sale. It says Hill University. I wish I could show the back, but I can't show the back because I have to get up and it'd be too much. But the back says Hill University is one of our emblems. But so I'm debating. I'm still debating. Still debating. Just let me think about it a little bit more. Let me think about it. But I love you guys. Let me see. I got a comment. So if I got a question. Good night, Heather. Thank you so much. Love you. All right. I don't see any questions. I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Bye.